introduce you now to the ExpressCube 480. It's obviously a conveyor-based system. It has rollers and a combination of dual rollers to allow you to move things to the back. We'll go through the operation of the machine. Just a general notes on the setup. This is the table here. In other words, when you're actually measuring things, it will be from here and on here. The rollers on the end are actually rollers that are used to protect the table itself. So generally, these can move up and down, and the idea is that they gently drop. They're a little bit higher on the way the box comes in to stop them from hitting the side of the table. It's just a little protection, and drops it on. We're talking about a very close distance, and then you can have them lower to have it roll off. But these are adjustable. They are not part of the scale itself. The scale itself is this little center portion here. Now we'll come around here just quickly, show you the back of the machine. Obviously you won't be able to do this when you're working it, but one thing that's very important is that this is part of the scale. This is all part of the table that's being used to measure as well as dimension. So it's very important that this is not touching anything. It shouldn't touch another machine, shouldn't have any cables, shouldn't have any obstructions at all, because if anything is touching on this thing at all and it's rubbing, it's going to affect the weight and the sensitivity of the weight. And just as a by the way, because it is something that's kind of unique with this machine, is this adapter is the actual adapter used to power this machine. This machine only takes 12 watts, so it doesn't need any special electrical runs or anything like that. So we'll come back here, and if you've used the ExpressCubes or you're familiar with the tabletop, this has exactly the same kind of dimensions, signals on it as the other ones do. And this is again because this can be interfaced into software and computer programming. So the operator can always use these lights as a way of monitoring what's going on with the machine. In this case here, you've got the power button, which is the red LED. You have the 0 button, and then we have a dimension, which is orange, and we have a green, which is weight. And what they do is they come on when the machine has determined that it has a valid weight and a valid dimension. And the reason that happens is because when you're rolling things along, you can have oddball objects. We've had one customer that does tropical fish, and the boxes will actually move a little bit. And when the machine is determined that everything is steady and it's getting an accurate weight, then you'll get your measurement. So in this case here, what I'll do is I'll put a box. I'm putting it, always has to be to the back of the machine, because the length is measured from the back rail, the width, and this is the height. Now you'll see it quickly comes on. It takes about 3 seconds for it to determine what the weight is. And again, now you can see the dimension, the weight. I'll lean on the machine here so that we can get it to recalculate, and then I'll let go again, and then you'll see it come in. As soon as it settles in, there's your dimension, there's your weight. And if you have a program, now what we'll do is we'll show you what's happening here. This is an LCD controller. It's the little manual system that can go on here. You'll see the valid weight, valid dimension. I'm going to push down on this to get it to start doing things again. I'll actually take the box off and put it back on, and then you'll see as everything comes in, it comes in very, very fast. So you can see the valid weight, valid dimension is in here. This is your dimensional weight. It is based on dimensional factors. It will calculate one for you, and this is the actual weight and the actual dimensions. These can be in metric, or they can be in imperial. Okay, so when operating the machine, if we've got large objects, what we have to be sure is that you have to cross this center field, because this is where it's doing its dimensions. So obviously it has to cross, doesn't matter where it crosses, but it does have to cross the middle there so that we can do our determination. And if it is a large object, the other thing, and I'll show it out this side here, that you want to make sure is that it isn't, this one will not give you a valid weight because obviously you've moved off the platform. The last roller is not part of the platform. You have a guard bar here, but you still have to be careful that you don't touch the table. The whole table